Welcome everybody and welcome to All in All United. Um, I don't even know where to start earlier. I don't even know where to start, but let me start by just saying that Champions League, our Champions League run and our Champions League dream is over. Right now, that all that hurting me to say. Right? I don't know about earlier, but coming into the whole Champions League campaign this season when we got drawn with PSG and Leipzig, I wasn't confident. But after the start that we had, it was only expected that we would have go through and qualify to the next round. And now we find ourselves having to play Thursday football. Thursday and Sunday Premier League. That's where we at right now. Anyway, earlier we have Callum Fire Marshall on the inside, but you've seen the name that he have up. And we have Richard on the inside as well. Richard, big up yourself. Introduce yourself to the people now.
Yeah, everybody. Richard, yeah, sure, you see me in comments in the videos in the past. I've been a Manchester United supporter in the past 14 years. Today was just one of those days.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, fellas, and I go start with Nico. You can know Callum long-winded now. So I go start with Nico. What happened today? I like Nico.
Nicholas, like a priest there, boy. Like
Yeah,
he,
look
he
like
lost
it.
for words. I think that a lot of our fans we are lost for words.
Yeah,
But as you would see, Nicholas come back. Why Nicholas?
Yeah. Woo. Well, from the last review, I had no expectation. Good night, everybody, and I'll tell Reams that. No mind really optimistic, and you cannot make my buy into it, but still I went in this game with no expectation. And yeah, and I wasn't expecting us to beat PSG and beat Leipzig twice. So and then we feel like our point in 3 games. So I guess we about the coaching, but I don't know what's going on. And we'll talk about the coaching a little later on. But yeah, as I say, I'm not surprised, and right now we are where we're supposed to be.
all right. Richard, what's your thoughts? How are you feeling about the result?
Well, feeling devastated just like everybody else, but I think that we caused that upon ourselves because in the match against Istanbul, we had 2 legs which we should have won. And then we played an average PSG in the second leg, which we should have won as well if we had converted our chances. And I think that is the reason why we're in the position that we're in right now. So we can't blame anybody else but ourselves for being in that position.
Yeah. Before I go to Callum, Peter on the inside. Welcome, Peter. Thanks for joining me. We know it's hard, but he said it was another disappointment performance. Something is wrong with the core of the club, and we need to get either the backing of Oli as understood or get rid of him now. You can't have Van de Beek on the bench. But Van de Beek exception on the bench. Callum, talk to me.
Where do I start? Well, first of all, I have a sympathetic view towards Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because that's why I said I have RIP Ole because he is over. He's done. Definitely done. He has been found, he has been tried, he has been measured and found wanted tactically and also in his man management. It is becoming glaring. I'm going to eat some eat back my vomit and I agree with Reem here. Quite clearly Pogba is capable when you play him, when you use him right and when he feels to play. And this is a coach's job to get the best out of your players. And you see every time Pogba plays alongside Bruno and has some room to play, Pogba is a different player. Even today, when he came on, besides the goal he scored, Pogba's performance wasn't bad. The team before the team went up. But Ole has thrown it away since the game back in Istanbul. Because look at what happened in Istanbul. We are in a Champions League group with Paris Saint-Germain Champions League final and Red Bull Leipzig, who won the Champions League semi-final. You won your first 2 games to wrap it up and put you over the top because we don't have a back-to-back against Istanbul. Finish it off, and then we got the rest players against PSG and against Red Bull. I know I get them good air, but you went and rest them in an away game in Eastern Europe. Every coach in Europe know you don't play in Eastern Europe. You go down there and you're at your own peril. And we lost. If you flipped over the whole team now, mind you, I was glad to see some of the players playing. But you don't play in them big times. You get it done. And let me be sure we inside because this is the UEFA Champions League. Every single team there is on merit. Fast forwarding to the PSG game. When Fred got the yellow card, we all know what Fred do. You all know what I think about Fred. You understand? The Venezuelan who have a Brazilian passport. The world, every single person saw Fred was going to get sent off. So when Fred was sent off, was it a surprise to anybody? No. And imagine Fred is not an inspirational player. Just say, well, boy, we can't afford Fred. They could gamble on Bruno. They gamble on a defender. They get your goalkeeper, even your strikers. But a defensive midfielder whose job is to tackle, whose job is to disrupt. And against quick players who are clearly faster than him and Mbappe, Neymar, who is clearly a much better player. Neymar is earning yellow cards more his own goals against teams. So we played ourselves because of naive coaching. He was supposed to, and then even make it worse. The offense committed for the first yellow card under normal circumstances. He was lucky that I read. You yank the player immediately, and then we have Pogba on the bench. We have Matic. We have Van der Beek. We had ready-made replacements for him. So right there, Ole lost the plot. Okay, he take a gamble. It's life. We move on. Today's game. Why in God's green earth we are supposed to be a big team? We are trying to be go back to the upper excellence of world football. Barcelona don't change your football on the road. Juventus don't change on the road. Liverpool don't change for nobody. Well, we are a second-grade farmers team now. So when we go in on the road, we have to change the system. When we go here, we have to change the system. And as they come within the first 5 minutes of the game, I said the whole game, Leipzig are clearly more comfortable in their shape than Manchester United. I always believe that because most of us play the football, there's a common thing that's happening in football for younger players. When you play, like you play in a 4-4-2, and you meet a team playing a 3-5-2, they always want to switch up play 3-5-2 to match the team. And you're always going to lose. You know why? Because you want to play what they are accustomed playing and you go away from what you play. We play our football and we match the team player for player. But I feel sorry for Ole because, yes, look at Davion agree with me. Yeah, rest in peace, Ole. You know, look I bring some flowers to send them home, some dead flowers to send them home. You know, you gotta make a shrine to Ole. It's over. But also, I don't have to blame Ole or blame the players or combination because the guy who scored the first goal and set up the second one and hit the crossbar, I was reading on the left winger for Leipzig. How much? Yeah. Yeah. How the God's green earth? You had to tell Van Bissaka pick up the man. After the first ball, the second ball, Van Bissaka, go and hug up the man, please. Just when the ball goes wide, they're going out there, Van Bissaka. It have nobody come down the center. Stop trying to brush Harry Maguire and go down there and hold on to the man. You know,
what Callum was saying, right? That had to be done to coaching. Because
I'm agreeing actually, looking so now.
Because you as a coach, you would dissect a team and you would know the threats.
I agree with you.
Angelino for left back has scored 7 goals for the season for Leipzig, so he's definitely a threat. So in the briefing before the game, it had to have some responsibilities for players. Mark this man, but this man was
always lose out.
And he was free for the 2 goals. The first 2 goals, he was the player who scored one and he created the other. So then
I know what Salah was, Nicholas.
Nobody knew they had to mark that man.
And Nicholas, you know what Salah was just? The same happened against Istanbul. But when you could see the first 2 goals, but everybody was on one side and the next side. And as a coach, there's a simple drill for that. You put on cones on the ground, you tell the wing back, you play in that zone there, don't come out. You tell the stoppers, you play in your zone. That's a simple drill to get them accustomed. If you find they bunch it up, put them in zones and play out there and get them accustomed. And at this level, if it's even simpler drill, they can get your job done, out. That's almost a problem.
All right, here this, right?
There we go. Yeah.
Let me just get some comments on and I want to respond to that, right? And I know most of the comments gonna be Oli out, this, that, the other, right? But that's fair, all right? Because the result wasn't nothing that we want.
No, and it's not the result alone. It's not
I go get to that, Nico.
right.
Right? So Simeon, welcome, man. He's saying from the start the defense wasn't good, never got fixed. Offense not constant. Only drinking punching at the wheel.
Hey, I take great offense to that. Don't do punching that. Right.
Peter saying we need to stop depending on dead weight. Pogba performance only peaked because he getting closer to the transfer window. His performances have been inconsistent and even distasteful more often than not, with just glimpses of his true talent. Get rid out with the deadwood, like Marcel Pogba and the others who don't show
Hey, Peter,
the professionalism.
thumbs up, man. Peter, I with you all the way.
And he said don't start on Maguire.
Peter, I agree with you 110%.
Davian saying, I just want to wake up in the morning and hear Oli sacked.
No, guys, with all the blagger, let's not, before you go on, let us be careful to emotions and passion. We need to get the right coaching who has the right personality to force the board, because quite clearly, even in all these defense, some of those players all you have, they're not really what you really want. There's a lot of, and then because of Manchester United fall, teams it have the players' price and the Manchester United price. So we really have to go belly and break the two things. Manchester United, two things. Ed Woodward must go before anybody else because he is ineffective. I don't care what nobody tell me. Ed Woodward might be good for the business, so that's why the Glazers love him. They're making money. But from a football point of view, I like what all the big clubs doing. They're putting a former player to be director of football because they actually understand what's going on and they have what you call the eye test. Ed Woodward, God bless his soul, he has done great things to the club, but since his arrival at the club, it's been about owning money. I mean, I know it's about money, I'm not denying that, but he's actually going to lose money for us as a brand because of our results. At some point in time, our results, they're going to catch up with our finances. And after I get rid of Ed Woodward, bring in one of the mega coaches in the world, break the bank by them. I will go behind Klopp. I mean, we go laugh and say, Captain, tell Klopp what you want. Hand Klopp a piece of paper, say where you want, let's get it on. Bring Pep. Bring somebody like who, boy? Diego Simone. I know you all say no, but these are the coaches who I know could take that bunch of players we have there and squeeze them and squeeze the lime and get juice out of them players. We need a criminal in the club. Not Jose. I mean, stop anybody going to talk about shit. You understand? Yeah.
No earrings.
I see you, Richard, like you want to make a point. You want to make a point?
Well, you see that one, the Saka mistake I've been seeing throughout this season recurring right through, especially in the Brighton game. And
yes, correct.
I think that really had to do with coaching. I mean, I've been defending Oli from since the get-go, but that really had to do with coaching. Because you can't tell me you seen somebody running down the flanks right through and you're not stopping them. You're not even making an attempt because you don't even know that they're there.
Here was my thing, right? Here was my thing. Now, I hear earlier everybody claims about Oli and the need for a better coach. And we know Oli is not a Man United coach, especially where we aspirations are and stuff like that. But I taking it real hard that we blaming Oli for not, or let me put it like this. And while let me preface it by saying I understand ultimately the manager had to take responsibility. I understand that. But we here analyzing the game, right? So I think we've been lazy with the analysis and we just saying it's only fault. I'm gonna tell you why.
I have a defense to that after that. But go ahead. I have a defense after that. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay, so let's really get the analysis.
Yeah, so we talk about the game in Istanbul, to which I fully agree. Oli make her out. But if we did win, Oli in, right? Anyway, he make a mistake. The team didn't show up. He gambled and we lose. Now at that point in time, everybody was saying that this is the game that will cost us Champions League. Mind you, we still had 3 more games where we only needed 4 points.
One. Well.
3 more games and we needed 4 points. Right? That was after the away game, right?
Right.
Now, we dealt with Istanbul Başakşehir in Old Trafford. Everybody talking about Oli.
Yeah.
Tactical genius, all kind of thing. Right?
Yeah.
We went up against, we had to play 2 games and we needed 1 point. The first game we played against PSG, he should not go so attacking, he should play a little more defensive.
No. Who?
People were saying that, Nico.
And that's who was a good score.
No.
You had a problem with that score? In that PSG game?
Let me finish my point now.
All right, go ahead.
Let them finish.
People were saying that the team was too attacking, you only needed a point where you didn't go and play a little more safe. Right? Now we come against RB Leipzig today. You know what I'm saying? He set up with 5 at the back. No, that is not with DNA. We just play 4 at the back with wingers. You know what I'm saying? So from the offset, people looking for errors when we lose. And when we win, masterclass.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to today, right? You went into today, and I'll tell you why I am blaming the players, because I don't think a coach will go out and say, do this and let them score. A coach will be mad out of his mind, right?
Yeah.
To tell a team to go and lose. We started with 3 at the back. The 3 at the back was Shaw, Maguire, and Lindelof. Nico, you know what you're going to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 2 wing backs were Tellez on one side and Wan-Bissaka on the next side. Wan-Bissaka's responsibility was to track, what's his name? Angelino. That was Wan-Bissaka. Yes, that's what
you know that? But how you know that?
Well, I'm going to finish. Because when you look at how the team set up, Nico, why you putting that extra player out on the link for? Not to deal with the overlapping winger, when you know that's how RB Leipzig just play enterprising in the middle of the park. You need 2 defenders in the center of the park to deal with that movement. Let me tell you what happened. Because the first goal we conceded, Callum, Luke Shaw was out of position. Luke Shaw was playing left back. Maguire pulled as the left center back, right? Then Lindelof now end up in center back position. The attacker who was moving in the box was behind Lindelof. We saw this happen in the Sevilla game, and people criticized Wan-Bissaka for not picking up the player behind Lindelof back. So Wan-Bissaka came in to cover that player who was supposed to come in. If Wan-Bissaka pull up to cover for Lindelof, who cover for Wan-Bissaka? Shouldn't it have been one of McTominay or Greenwood or Rashford or one of them?
Yeah.
We watching these things real subjective, and we are understanding the breakdown for me started when Sean Maguire was out of position.
Rim, let's look at it this way.
You can't tell me that Oli fault. How you can tell me that Oli fault when players on the field making wrong decisions?
Let me tell you how it's Oli fault. Now, your analysis was actually on point, Rim. And what I like about it, you were able to show when it happens in other games. A coach's job is not just in the preseason, is when you're improving and preparing your team. During the season is when you're just looking for maintenance and improvement opportunities. We have been considering that particular type of goal in the Champions League, especially in about 2 to 3 games in the last couple of months. In fact, a lot of games in the last couple of months, even the Premiership, we have been having the overload on one wing, where one of our wing backs, namely Shaw, a lot of times it happens with him. Not all the time, I'm not blaming him per se, what I'm saying. And we catching you can actually see on the field that there isn't a big confidence in Shaw. Why am I saying this? You can remember against Brighton when this guy, Bruno, ran straight back, kicked down the man who was one-on-one Shaw. You can remember against another team, this guy or Maguire jump on Shaw back. You can remember the amount of times that we are noticing that Shaw is the guy that all the teams are running across our players.
Game.
Exactly. If you notice, every time he goes on short side, our players that keep compensating because they're not comfortable with Shaw. And when the ball is switched, we are always being caught last post. Now, I'm not saying that it's like when it happens once or twice, the coaches fault. But when we can consistently see it happening over a period of time, this is why you're paying the coach millions of dollars to recognize and find a way to repair. And if you are not able, either the players are inept, and it's been happening for the last couple of weeks to months, and you as the coach cannot find a way to improve it, then the problem is you. Because just like you're a mechanic, you buy a car with bad parts, but the pass can be serviced. And right now, Oli are not able to service them pass we have in the back there because they're breaking down right through. So the dream to far wrong.
But you see, the back line, they had to
Yes.
take somebody blame as well too. I mean,
They fully blame.
yeah, because you can't tell me every day you training. We see videos of all your training right through, and then you come in and make the same silly mistakes, and then you come in and you're talking on the interviews and saying, well, you shouldn't concede goals like that, and you know that's
Exactly.
not about this club.
We are agreeing, you know. Let me flip it this way then. In our job, some of us are supervisors or working supervisory roles, right? As a supervisor, your job is to delegate responsibilities and get the best of production out of your employees. When your employees are not hitting their targets, you are now have to use your skill, your abilities to deal with it, help hit targets. And right now, our defense targets of not considering goals in that way that keep happening over and over and over. Like I mentioned, over again. What is the supervisor who is only doing to stop that type of goal happening? I'm not saying that the players are not inept and they are not making schoolboy mistakes, but I don't care what anyone says to me. I'll never agree with nobody. If the same thing happens over and over and over again, this is where I have to blame the coach. I'm not saying that them players are hitting hard enough. I'm just saying, for whatever reason, or they can't repair it. And if really can't get it done, us, rest in peace. I wish you the best of luck. Head back Norway. I'll even write you a top recommendation. And go and coach them there. When the Premiership, which was supposed to be the biggest club in the world, my beloved Manchester United, if you can't repair that shit, then you can't stay as simple as that. I'm not putting on what I am about to say it. Go. It's all the fault.
But
All right. Well, sorry for the breaking up. I don't know what that was an update and everything, right? But
you're fired too.
Yeah. I think that. But Reams, right? Leipzig. If you watch the Leipzig squad, right? Leipzig squad, and you compare it to United squad. Which squad is the better squad? United all the way. You can say from front to back, United 100% is the better team, right? The PSG team, outside of maybe Neymar and Mbappe, and maybe Navas is the goalkeeper, right? Our team, and maybe Kimpembe, right? Our team is stronger than that PSG team, right? But you know what? You know the two teams that make it into the next round? PSG and Leipzig. You know why?
That coach team.
The better team, no? It's better
coach team.
It's better coaches who in the next round, right? And I tell you, if any of those coaches had this same United team, you'd see a difference. Because it's better
before I say anything again,
the better two teams. Because United to me is the better team outside with those both teams. With PSG and Leipzig, United is the better team. And what's the difference? You can't say because the PSG is better than majority, better than who it have on PSG and who it have on Leipzig. So who we go blame now?
The first rounds, we beat both teams. We won 2-1 and we hit Leipzig 5. The two teams went back to the drawing board. The coach looked at the game, he sat down, they saw where their mistakes were, and they adjusted it. And they came back, and the cut we asked go down proper. And you actually saw, especially Leipzig game, you saw the methodology, you saw the coach recognize where we weak, and he exploited it. Exactly. PSG also recognized where we weak, and they even up to the halftime, PSG went at Fred. You actually see the players that look for Fred to get him off the field. It was a plan, better coaching. So
because even Bruno, watch Bruno today. Because they are watching game weekend and realize how we struggle without Bruno, right? Mm-hmm. So if the game about 3 and 4 men on Bruno right through, and then leaving the other men.
Every time Bruno got the ball, the problem.
Right? So they know outside of Bruno, there is nothing. So the team was coached, right, to negate the threat of Bruno Fernandes. And that's the main fact why they won the game. So it had on their side that we had to negate, and we didn't have a clue where the threats were. So how that could be?
Right. Now, all I say, right, is against PSG last week, right, we were the better team. We didn't finish with chances. We didn't finish with chances, 1. and we conceded foolish or avoidable goals.
Reeves,
Yes,
Just now.
yeah, go ahead.
Up to now, with most of the games that we've been playing, a team did not break down our defense, except for us gifting chances and making foolish mistakes, Nico. Today again, the goals we conceded were avoidable goals, and this is what I'm saying.
All goals in any analysis,
come on, man, Nico. We know the difference.
But all goals are avoidable.
Come on, Nico. You know when a team makes a mistake and concede.
If a team,
let me hear Richard.
So give me 1 second. If a team target your weakness and score against it, right? Then we are telling them the team target this and the team score.
Let me hear Richard.
Well, I understand what you're saying, Nico, but I don't know if you all recall this in PSG match, right? Before the last goal that Neymar scored, it had a preview of that goal before, and they made the same mistake, and then PSG come back and do it again. I think it's 2 minutes after, and that is when they scored the goal. So you're telling me that you're not seeing that on the field? And again, the players supposed to know that the mistakes that they made. They're supposed to tighten up defense.
Richard, you're right in it. Richard, you're right in it. And remember, disagree that part. I am 100% sure Ole see the problems, and I'm 100% sure he's addressing it. But what I am saying, he's not effective in adjusting it. All the problems there are 5. You can see what Manchester problems, and as you can see, the game today, you actually saw the team came out to exploit our weaknesses. And as Reem rightly said, these are simple childish weaknesses. And as a coach, you should not be telling big international players to get all that kind of money. Hey, mark the man right now. Oh yeah, when that one man in the box, two don't mark him now, one mark him and one go wide now. But my point being, it happened over and over again. So that means Ole is not effective in dealing with these knuckleheads. No, the head are hard in it.
Hey, Callum, let me put this point on here, right? When Pep Guardiola signed for Man City, how much goalkeepers change? About 3. How much wing backs Pep change? Because 5. Pep realized, right, so Pep, every time Pep buy a winger and he puts a winger there, he give a winger instructions, the team concede. Nobody else said Pep can't coach, you know. But what Pep do, because he had the backing on the board, Pep went and said, here what's going on? You ain't cutting it for me. And he went and got a different goalkeeper, and he went and buy a new wing back. The point I'm making is if Pep didn't have the backing of his board, he might have had a same defender there to twin on himself and conceding goals. You know what I'm saying? And people will conclude that, oh, Pep is not a good coach. All I'm saying is that, Oli, we're seeing certain things happen over and over. You telling me, Oli, not trying to change these things? We're shifting the goalposts. I am saying that these players are not representing properly. This is all I'm saying. You know. All these games that we were playing, we only needed 1 point in 2 games and we lose the 2 games.
But this is what I'm telling you.
But how you could only blame Oli for that?
So you're blaming the team?
I blame the team.
You're blaming the team
out there and executed what they were supposed to
and not the coach. So the coach have no part to play.
I'm not saying that the coach has no part to play.
Not getting 1 point in 3 games.
I'm not saying the coach have a responsibility. But you all coming up though, and next manager will come in and this whole team go play the French. I don't believe that.
Bro, I'm not saying Sakolina, but my point is he's not an elite level coach for the Champions League.
I don't doubt that.
No,
I don't doubt that.
But we can't blame him.
What I don't agree with is they're telling me, and next coach will come in and them fellas go start to play like Batman and Superman. I don't believe that.
You see, look at the RB Leipzig coach. We don't know him from nowhere, and look at what he's doing. So you can't just blame Oli for making those mistakes.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that coach getting his team to respond is only getting the team to respond. That team made the 6 points or the 9 points or how much points they had to get to qualify out of the group. Did Manchester United do that? No.
Nicola, I'm asking a question. Callum, you'll get after me.
Right.
You see when Bissaka try the back heel and miss it and the guy can't goal. The guy only fault or?
So you talk about Pep, right? You talk about Pep. You know what Pep was gonna do with whoever it was the next game? If it was who had Sanya, whoever, those who don't get bench. You feel
who he have better Nico? You see when Pep come on today how he look?
But I see Pep on worse men. I see Pep drop.
Oh please, Nico. Oh please.
Worse men to prove a point.
Oh,
I see Pep to show the board. You see that man, he's not good enough, and he bench him. Only not doing that, so Masaka will continue to do that because he know he picture. Go ahead, Callum.
Rim, I want to ask a couple of questions. Work with me here, right? Who picked this side for the first game against Istanbul? The players or the coach? I just asked that incorrectly.
That was leading question.
Sir, answer my question, sir.
The coach.
Okay, and I think we all agreed that it was the wrong time to play out here to best reserve.
Experiment.
So it didn't work out because coaches take gamble, and it's only when you go wrong you go just blame it. So you know what? But still at the end of the day, it's the coach's choice. Moving on. Whose choice it was to change the system today? Coach, right? And when you notice when we changed back, we started looking effective. Whose choice it was to leave on Fred when every single person, all the competitors was correlating? Why didn't you take off this man? That would no. If it didn't work, right? If it had to work, we had to applaud him. When all the go good, we applaud him. I hear come and apologize to all the answers like, "Oh, you do know what you're doing, boy." But when he go bad, we had to beat him. So Rim. Let's look at the season. Look at the body of work. Now, Manchester United is climbing the table, but the reason we climb the table, in my opinion, because the team have other quality players. And when we all would agree that this batch of players, they have much more we can get out of them. Much more. Because if that is it, something wrong. But we could get more out of Pogba, we all agree. Van der Beek is a better player than that. Greenwood, Rashford, my cousin Marshall, like he going through some things. You understand?
Yeah, I would have tirade on Marshall after that.
The only player I know game we all you have 100% is the Venezuelan. I mean, I'm sorry, the Brazilian, Fred. Fred ain't getting better than that. Look here, no, you tell me. That is it. Fred picking. So, also that example, simple thing. Dean Henderson was playing today. No, mind you, but he had to do bad, and I no problem with the end. But what I'm saying, every time Dean Henderson play, he let me down. And when the hair went off, you have to get the player at the run 18, give him a chance. And Dean Henderson is doing well. All of the things is differences I would have done compared to Ole. All I am saying, all the nice blag and rah. At the end of the day, the team is not playing. And that's the same way. You know what I prefer to see? A coach I admire. You see Bielsa from Leeds, he playing one way. Let's go. He win, he lose that way. So when the season done, they could decide, you know what? I like how you play or we like how you play. Pep does play one way. Klopp does play one way. Jose does play one way. All big coaches does play one way. This is our system. And we're going to I believe in it. I believe in the football philosophy. And we're going that way. Ole don't play one way. Ole make an adjustment. Just I'm gonna wrap it up. Ole makes adjustment every game. And big adjustment, not small ones there. For example, so the great side for listen. We used to play 4-4-2 or 4-5-1. That is it. And 4-5-1 on the road in Europe. That is it. Also, that is 4-4-2. And the adjustment was simply just put them forward back into the midfield. That was it. All big coaches of top teams in the world, in a matter of fact, in any sport, to be number one or to be the best team or player, you don't bend to other teams, adjust to them. Because you know why the problem with adjusting to other teams? You are never playing to your full strengths. You are never going to work your system. If it's a southpaw, boxing southpaw right through, then you say, southpaw right through, then you're changing. The boxer who uses all the sun right through, when you go changing his technique, going to beat you, and that what happens right through. Go ahead, Reem.
Yeah, I'm not denying that the man not the levels in it. But what do I agree with is the fact that things like these, we blaming Oli for the loss. And I'm telling you, no, ultimately he is to blame, You're right, but if you were to do more and further in-depth analysis on the game as we're doing now, then you had to reach to the point where you had to say the players letting the manager down.
Oh,
and not necessarily the other way around.
But
Yeah,
we could
we
also
have-
We
blame
don't,
him.
we don't,
Yeah,
we don't
no, but
identify,
then we could
we don't identify, we don't identify that Oli, yeah, Oli suspect he makes some bad decisions, but I want us to look at games and say, hey, this is not Oli's fault.
Right, but Reeves, I hear you. But one thing I want to say, right? So if these same players, right, making these same mistakes over and over, who's to blame?
All right, let me ask you something, Nicole. Let
If
me
we
counter that
analyze,
question.
so if we analyze the game and we see the mistakes, and then the mistakes are making over and over and over, then we say blame.
Let me ask you, all right, and I make this point earlier, Nicole, right? Oli, because look at the players who making the mistakes, your captain. You
Go
understand?
on.
Your centre back, Bissaka. These are the people that making the mistakes. You can't change. You don't have options. The man bring on Tuanzebe today, and Tuanzebe look shaky. The man bring on
He was outside today.
Fosu-Mensah can control a football. What other choices do the man have?
Brian Williams come on and was going crazy.
What other choices do the man have, Nico?
To be honest,
This is not Man City, where you could go and buy a man, and then buy a next man, and then buy a next man. He had improved his players, he had to work with them.
exactly.
Well,
But we have the money, eh?
The moment somebody else, I just say that. The moment our coach come and we see the friend, I want to hear you. But anyway, go ahead, Richard.
Right, but today, when I watched the lineup, I was surprised to see Luke Shaw back on the team so soon. Because I didn't really expect him to play. I know. Remember, Luke Shaw is not a shaky person already. And to play him so soon, especially in our Champions League match that we have to win. Not just draw, we have to win the match. Because we can't just play a match for a draw, we have to play a match to win.
Yeah.
But Reem, going back to that point you made, right?
Just no, I don't know if Richard finished making point.
Oh, sorry,
And the
Richard.
next thing is, we had the here in the back there. He's supposed to be in view of what is going on with the defenders and seeing the mistakes and telling them, hey, so is the case. Players need to watch out for our players, just like the same thing with Bruno, how Bruno has managed the midfield. He can run back and manage the defense. We need somebody solid in the back there who could see what is going on.
Yeah, I think the team, we know the team lacking leaders. Look at our last goal. Look at our last goal we concede. Chances are if we didn't concede our last foolish goal, we'd have been in the Champions League round of 16.
Yeah, and I said that, and as soon as on the field, he saved that. But anyway.
Let me get some comments before we move forward, right? I have a good couple here, right? Simeon saying Maguire is still captain. The defense is a mess and has been. That is his standard. Davian saying players making schoolboy defensive mistakes, just like the manager making schoolboy managing mistakes.
He's correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Peter saying, guys, all right, let me try and read this one. Okay, he's saying, guys, we have players not being consistent, and it could be numerous factors. Coaching, tactics, dressing room, soap operas, and my favorite, no leaders. We don't have a good leader, only Bruno and McTominay. We need to get players to play for the badge and play for the club with pride and love. It hurts to see we're settling for players like Daniel James, who should be running 100 meters. Because he fast, but not Man United standards. Lindelof always off, etc. We need to get some stability in decision making, and Simeon saying if Ole can coach the players up that he has. Sorry, I don't know if I read this correct. He's saying Ole can coach the players up that he has, and he can't get the board to get the right players. Then, well, I don't know. Dave Daniel, welcome.
Man, this is that right. Good night, Dave.
and that's all we get him, Ole. That's all we get him. Hey, Nicholas, welcome, man. He said, I'm going to get my coaching badges and apply to coach United. If Ole could be our manager, I'm going to good karma into this existence. He's saying, so the player's not doing what the manager is asking them. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But then the manager ineffective. Can get a message across.
All right, fair point. He also saying, and if so, don't play those players. Don't play those players. Well, then again, Ramdas, who we go play? All right. Oh, sorry, I didn't let you last one. But wait, isn't that why Pogba was playing? Now man Reeves, like you and Nico switch bodies. This team before the improvements finished third last season. Right, and I just it was a comment from Dave Daniel, but I just gonna go over that comment, right?
Let me see what Dave say. Let's see what Dave say. Let's see what he say. Let's see what he say.
He said MU only
Alright.
good for England.
That is the thing with a bigger club than Chelsea. More championships, more Champions League, more world. They don't even know why to be World Club champions. Chelsea. What's wrong with this Chelsea team? They win 8 Champions League. We are 3. You understand? They don't want black, get them black. We have more FA Cups. We have more Community Shields. We are more this thing. When this is now start, what is called the same Community Shield. We are more. We are more because we are more everything than Chelsea. All Chelsea have is a Russian who can come back England. I all Chelsea have.
We could lend Chelsea to Premier League titles.
And the still can't pass me. The still can't pass me.
I see this Chelsea men going green. I don't understand what's the big love of Chelsea.
Anton, welcome man. Thanks for joining. He's saying, man, you both centre backs are the worst ever in history of the club. Them crazy clumsy. Them mad.
Yeah, they're really but they're really clumsy in truth there. I ain't lying. You keep focus, Dave. Keep focus on Chelsea. But congratulations on Chelsea qualifying to the Champions League. You soon will be home, and we'll have some Europa Cup to play. Just remember that.
Good night, Ian. Thanks for joining, man.
Over more.
Yeah, but I guess for me, what disappointed to me, boy, with Oli, you see that Fred decision. I think that turned man. That turned man up because Callum would know, right? As a referee, a player with Fred, he had what he gets away with. Then the next challenge, where the next man supposed to get a challenge, the referee get the wrong man. So by the time the referee going in after man realize, wait now, is a big mistake I make there. You know what I mean? Yeah. The next chance I get to send up this one, I send them off. Because if Manchester they qualify and PSG didn't make it, that referee would be not water. So he was looking for a way to redeem himself. And anybody who play football at any level would tell that referee looking to redeem himself. And I see that decision to take off Fred is where I would kind of lose it for Oli in terms of his where he not ready for the elite level of coaching. You know what I mean? Any elite coach would have made a decision if it's a halftime, because we know Jose was going to make a decision halftime, right?
Halftime?
By the 60th minute, right? By the 60th minute at least, you gamble till the 60th, right? I can live with that. But you see, to wait till you see, after that, I realized Oli is a primary school football coach, right? Or secondary.
Not that. I signed to suspect that Fred all these sex tapes had to be. It doesn't make sense now.
Yeah.
I said that
because
Fred has something on Oli.
That had to be one of the worst decisions that I've seen a coach made in recent time. Because knowing Fred tenacity and knowing what Fred brings to the team, and the only thing Fred brings to the team, right, is his aggression and his ability to win back the ball. And knowing the PSG team, knowing that the theatrics and how they could try to sell to the referee, Oli had to know that. Oli play at World Cups, Oli coached before, Oli played in the Premier League, Oli played in Champions League, Oli won the Champions League, and he had to know that. And the moment he didn't react to that, I realized that he already.
All right. So Richard, I'll just get some comments and I'll come to you, right? Davian saying, I don't think the players fear Oli. I'm sure after a bad performance, Oli gives them a pat on the back. So who will even have respect? Who will respect him if they don't fear him?
True. So true.
Nicholas Ramdas saying, Oli has the same defenders for a year and change. He hasn't fixed our problem. For reference, look at Chelsea and Frank Lampard. Plug in the defense the way he did it.
Correct again.
I am saying Oli looks like before the fellas go out on the pitch, he tells them fellas, Oli gonna play their best. Sometimes it seems like we don't have a plan. Davian said every game we just start slow enough. Every team just start faster than United. And Anton saying I want 2 centre backs in January. I can't make with them 2 we have right now. Too many mistakes for the first half.
When Richard finished.
Enough. Yeah, Richard, talk to me.
But the thing is, right, people comparing our club to other club, but look who is we managing director, Edward Wharton. We ain't getting no players no time soon. So we
True
had
that.
to work with what we working with. You think if Pochettino or any one of them other managers come, you think Edward would go and say, well, yeah, take 300 million like what else do? We're not going to do that. So that is why
Exactly.
I'm trying to make the
Actually,
best out
this
of
is
the
why I
players that-
disagree. This is why I totally disagree with you, sir. I am putting my head on a block. If Pep go there, you see the bigger coaches does go with things queued into the contracts and their
Exactly.
personalities. Their personalities go with demands.
But
If
just
Pep
now,
go there,
just now,
Pep
Callum,
then.
before you're going, right?
Mhm.
Before you're going, you know, when Jose was almost going to get sacked, we was already linked to Pochettino. And the reason why they didn't sign Pochettino is because he said that he wanted a director of football and he wanted to be in control of all the finances and all the transfers and those stuff. That is the
Correct.
reason why they didn't sign him.
I
Because
know.
they
I
don't
remember
want to
that.
spend the money.
Exactly. So what I'm saying, notice my first thing I said, get rid of Edward.
Mm.
Remember the first thing I said? I make no argument.
Yeah.
He had to go.
Yeah,
Because
but
he's the big promise.
Callum,
Yeah.
that's easier said than done because I'm not going to happen. You see, so let me try to operate and let me discuss in confines of what possible now. Boy.
I think
Well-
they wanted Pep to come to the club, But remember, they had a interview with Pep. I think was in the US, right? To coach the club, But Pep would have realized that he not getting guarantees a sign-ins. He wouldn't have the final say, or it would have had too much limitations and restrictions on the players he could get in. So that's why Pep didn't take that work. Pep
But-
wanted a selected coach.
With the limitations I still say, now, let me ask this question. Will we be honest with each other, right? With the present squad we have, no change. Do you think Pep, Klopp, Pochettino, Diego Simone, Bielsa, even Sir, no, I don't want to bring this to the great Sir Alex Ferguson, but I'll bring him. Sir Alex Ferguson, would they have gotten more of the players than what Ole is getting out of it?
If I honest with you, Callum,
Mhm.
Pep, no, right? Because if you look at Pep's style of football, we do have those kind of players there, right? If Pep come in there, Pep had to do an overhaul on that team,
All right,
And
fair enough.
I like that point. I want to get into that. Go ahead.
right? Probably Bielsa, but I still feel no.
Wouldn't that die on that Bielsa because Bielsa, you either run or die. I put him in a block with Bielsa there. One Bissaka and them with a make or break in 5. He wasn't going to shoot that with them.
Because watch me, why watching too earlier? A lot of the coaches that you talk about just now, Callum, they like ball playing footballers. Now I know it's point, but we have plenty footballers on our team that don't know how to play football.
It's not so much they like ball playing football.
Yeah.
Just like Nicholas, it's not so much like ball playing football, like to win. It's
No,
good
that's
players to win.
the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making, Callum.
What's another flow? What's another flow? Right? The type of football Oli want to play. Does Wan Bissaka match that type of football?
No.
Does Maguire match that type of football?
No.
So who tell us spend 80 million on Maguire? Who tell us spend 50 million on Wan Bissaka? Is the coach make a decision?
But that's some of the gambles that coach will take. Pep big
Yeah, but
Nico,
that's all. But we could have seen that Wan Bissaka wasn't the brand of wing back that we needed before the buy him. We knew that. The whole world knew that. When you buy it,
Nico, who you prefer in the back there? Phil Jones or Maguire?
Oh gosh, well, that's no brainer.
Ashley Young or Wan Bissaka?
No, that's no brainer. But before we spend that 80 million on Maguire, right? We was heavily linked with Ruben Diaz, right? We have spent way less, and we are get a better central defender, right? And
I was keeping Chris Smalling. I always say from day one. I always start keeping Chris Smalling.
Nah.
You ever hear me about talking Smalling?
No. I ain't keeping
Small Dini.
Yeah,
I believe in Small Dini.
Who we are? Ashley Young or Wan Bissaka?
But right now you're Ashley Young. Right?
I know that way.
Any form Ashley Young in right now as a wing back, eh? As a wing back, the form Ashley Young right now, then Ashley Young.
Yeah, but that's a farmer
No.
league. That's a slower league.
Yeah, that league real soon, Nico. Come
No,
on,
but-
you know actually
but-
know
but-
when you up here.
Oh gosh, yes. But at the end of the day, he always take about 100%. You can never question his effort, right? But still, he wasn't what we needed. When Masaka is very strong defensively, but when teams are attacking wise, are taking Ashley Young attacking wise. I take,
But Richard,
but I
Richard,
will take one Masaka defending.
but Richard, the slow league, right?
Uh-huh.
Check out going slowly. Yeah, Juventus qualify. Atalanta
Barca.
league they qualify,
Come
and
on,
Napoli
Barca.
qualify them 3 years. So that's slow league. They get any work done. Yeah? So take care of what you're saying about that slow league. Yeah.
When you up here, right?
Oh yeah.
And we all
And that same
we
team
we
was
can't
in-
tell them.
And that same team we could talking about Inter was in the Europa final last year where we could not make last season where we could not make it. That's what I mentioned that there. That's what team we not make it.
We might meet them in the final in the Europa League final this year.
No,
So
no,
guys,
no. I want to read so far. That was
yeah.
frustration for that. I rather we can account as the next game start.
So here
Actually, I want to agree with Nicholas there now. We need to
No.
really use that because watch me. Whether play with strongest side at all times. So I don't
Premier League.
know no 2 leagues to play. Like play with strongest time, right? You.
All right. Well,
Premier
here
League.
now. Let me ask the question before they run ahead of the schedule, right?
Right.
So this is what I'm gonna ask Solly now, and they will get a chance to respond to it. But before I say
Yeah,
that,
well, there go. Oh, sorry. I thought that was my bad.
Well, before I say that, I seen we have some people viewing and we had the comments on like the video now. Please, at least let one positive commenter today now, like the video now. Right? Do we go for the Europa League? Right? So before I'll respond, I'm gonna get some comments and then we'll get into that, right? Where am I? So yeah. So Ramdas saying coaches who have a clue would fix the problem and build with the team he has and not wish for players and learn on the job. He also saying this is Manchester United. We sack Jose for less. It's time we stop making excuses for crap. Davian saying Ollie's still employed because to Woodward he is a yes man. Poch can win with a squad. Yes, he's saying Poch can win with a squad.
I ain't so sure what that part.
All right, Simeon saying all the money spent on Tampa Bay Buccaneers, sold from the Glazers.
But mind you, I like Tampa Bay Buccaneers and I'm a Brady fan, so I can't talk that too much.
Go ahead, Richard. You're going to say something?
No, I was just.
All right.
Jose, no, but he right in Jose came second with our worst version of this team, eh? With same Ashley Young, same Chris Smalling, same Phil Jones.
Yeah,
and Jose had said is the greatest accomplishment in his coaching career. You remember when he said that? That's when Manchester United come second with that team. You remember he said that? So we were bad. No, the only reason I said Jose had to go because the relationship became toxic because Jose had to go mad. Jose said that
Remember Jose wanted to tougher now. That's the thing about the Premier League.
Remember Jose wanted to kill Luke Shaw. Jose could have shoot Luke Shaw, shoot him. All of a sudden, Ole in love with Luke Shaw, and Jose wanted to kill the man. And I was siding with Jose that one.
Yeah, but Richard just make a real good point, eh?
Where's that? We see get rid of Ole? Yeah, good point.
Nah, the league itself getting tougher now.
Because good coaches coming in. What will Ancelotti do with Aston Villa? What will Leeds doing? Everton. My point is a real simple point. So on all the old talk and things, I put away the emotion power. Any progressive team, you can Nicholas as former referees. After the first round of football, and we go through most of the team, by the time the second round of football, we would actually know what patterns are on the field because we would know the team's playing patterns. Right? Like example, when we saw referee this team over Central FC, Central FC. We know from the time the ball goes into the stopper, which would be Etienne, we had to turn and sprint up the road because he's going to try to play a big ball into Marcus Joseph. We know when playing against Lobby Connection, on the ball on the right hand side and settle make our way across the left hand side because the big ball coming to spread. After the bigger and better teams, they have a pattern of play. Whether it's a good season or a bad season, they stick to it. And that's how the cream does tend to rise to the top. A classic example I'll never forget in the World Cup 2010 Spain won. Spain lost the first game against Switzerland playing tiki-taka football and the world back talk them. They never changed their style of football for nobody. End up being the World Cup champions. Brazil had Dunga as a coach. They lost one game, they run Dunga because of a Brazilian way. And Manchester United, by God, it is the greatest club in the world. And we play our way to attacking wing backs. We play 4-4-2. We play bombing football. We match anybody in the world. We don't fear who it is. You understand? I hear we really talk about that. When we lost the 2 Champions League final in 3 years to Barcelona, I really say maybe we should not face against Barcelona man to man. But I say we need an idiot. It's the way we played. We are a big club. We don't care who it is. We play 4-4-2, man to man. We go and play so. We don't care what Messi. We don't care what Xavi. We don't care what Iniesta. When you are saying that coach, if they could have played for many midfield, we don't cover. We don't fear. And Ole is a fearful coach. He's a very fearful coach. I'm a coward. You understand? And what you have the coward? You can get ahead of the off, man. You know, so telling you.
All right. So just now. I think there's the only decision making costing us and even some of the players.
Correct.
But he has to be strong enough to drop men when they're not performing.
Yeah, correct.
He also saying keep Smalling over Jones for sure. Yeah, well,
Man, I hear England cry Jones will come and he won't Smalling. I can never remember. I had to say what the team, but that'd be racist. I never forget that.
Yeah, boy.
Simeon saying if any professional team made a personal decision that we made over the last 5 years, the person responsible would have been fired. Yeah.
Correct. Edward will have to go.
All right, so we'll get to that. We'll get to that because that's what we want to comment on just now. Kevin, welcome, man. He's saying good coaches. Watch what
in the building.
Oh, Leon David Moyes is a good coach.
Actually, yes. Actually, I want to say.
But they had many ropes, sir. No.
Moyes. Well, I want Moyes, right? I want to defend Moyes. Moyes is not a customer in a big club. No disrespect him. His style of football is also a conservative style. So when he came to Manchester United, he doesn't play our style, so he was found to be wanted. Because when you go and buy Fellaini, now mind you, I like Fellaini. He plays his heart and soul for Manchester United. But anytime the answer is Fellaini, you're in trouble. Now you see him thing as make about Fred. Now all you want to do is hitting Fred and things. Seriously, we are playing with 2 defensive midfielders 9 out of 10 times. There's no way in the world we are going to win. I'll be a top club in the world with 2 defensive players. You heard the comment guy made before about forget the Europa Cup and then we go for top 4. I hate that attitude. Let's go to win the championship. Anytime we're going for top 4, we lost before we start. Anytime a coach take up Manchester United job and they're satisfied with him getting top 4, he should be shot on sight. Win or nothing else. And that will make Ferguson great. Ferguson never went for top 4. Top what? All the years Ferguson coach is 1 or 2, you know? Nothing else. And if a year he comes second, next year he go on with the truth. And that is the problem. Attitude. Attitude is everything.
All right, so watching the time, fellas. So we're gonna just tackle this last question that I have for you.
Right? We must answer the quick question, man.
We're in a situation where we didn't want, even last review me and Nick was talking about, if the inevitability and if it do come, and it's here, so is a reality we had to face now, Europa League. Right? So fellas, do we go for it?
No.
Or do we, surrender that and focus on other things?
I wouldn't say surrender, but how we just do our players. Listen, I don't care what you tell me. The UEFA Cup is a secondary league to make money. They see if we are picking starting 11 and they're playing the Premiership till they're dead. The other guys, or you fight up in the UEFA Cup and see what you could do, Dean Henderson, Bali, Maguire, all these second string players now. Fred, who else? You know what? Just give Freddie the captain ban and let you go and play Europa Cup. And I comfortable with that. But I'm making light of the situation. But seriously, I think we need to focus on the Premiership because as you see, when we play our quote unquote strongest unit, we win games. We can compete with the best in the Premiership. But when we juggle the team, I have to bring in some of the quote unquote second string players is when we are found wanting. And even notice when Ole make these subs and brings on the Freds and brings on the Pogbas and we play them, we win in second half of the game. So you know what? Tell with it, let's just go fit off the bat. And the UEFA Cup is when they're gonna rest the players. You know, even McGuire them resting UEFA Cup.
All right. Richard, I coming to you. But there's an interesting viewpoint here from Ian. He's saying Oli overdue for winning a trophy. He going for the Europa Cup if he survives. Let me hear your opinion, Richard.
Well, I agree with everything that Marshall had to say, but I would like for us to at least try and win the Europa Cup. Even though we're going for the Premier League, I would like us to at least try and win the Europa Cup.
Leipzig between cheat.
Because you see, we long overdue for a trophy as Anlan said, and that's supposed to at least boost players' morale or something like that. Because we need something. The last time we won a trophy was 2016 or 17.
That was the what trophy that was?
Jose. That was Jose.
That's the FA Cup.
The FA Cup.
Yeah.
When Jose won the treble that year.
Europa Cup for the Jose, boy.
We won the year Jose we won the FA. It was the FA one or was it the Cup?
Nah, the League Cup.
it
We
was
did the League Cup.
Was the League Cup?
Nah,
Was
the
it
League
UEFA
Cup
Cup? And he won the Community Shield. And Jose damn right hook up with you side. After that we have no one thing. No, the battle Ole say it had a cup. They say yes. Well, I won the cup. I won that seven, and he was right.
Yeah.
Nico.
Boy, I agree with Fire Marshall. Fire for Europa League. Yeah, fire for Europa League players. What I mean, play second string. I want to see men like. I want to see. Let's see January men like Levet, men like Ghana, right? Galbraith, right? It have this youth man from the other 23s, Ilanga, right? Let them get the foot wet.
Phil Jones. That Phil Jones playing that too.
Them Phil Jones go for shit them man. You go for shit them man. Yeah.
Phil Jones playing. If he can play Fred, he can play Phil Jones.
Now you can't bring down like that. Fred and Bruno is the only two players who play for the badge.
Hey, good night, everybody. Good night.
I said, yeah, I said, save the strongest team for the Premier League, right? Right now, more or less, we don't mind we only coming from behind, but hopefully we will at least get our part right. You know what I mean? I think maybe only having a better handle at the Premier League. Maybe.
But the Premier League is there for the taking, no?
Yeah, so I say, you know what I mean? For
Mr. Director, Mr. Producer, I like how I would the producer. If ever you bring anybody back on the show that use Fred and Bruno Fernandez name in the same sentence, don't bring me back, eh?
Why, Callum? Why?
Fred and Bruno, the man called Fred and Bruno Fernandez in the same sentence there. Horse, in Portugal, they shoot you on the. If you're in Portugal, talk about all know your house good enough, I tell you, all your parents calling you, and you hear them put. Richard, they burn our house, Richard, they burn. You just create Bruno.
Callum, this one is for you.
No, but it's true. It's true. Fred is a very good defensive player in the midfield.
Even if it means, as Callum said, that the man peak and that is it. As it stands right now, Fred is one of the best players.
Exactly.
I know what? You're probably right. And that's the problem, right? Anytime Fred is one of the best players, he stop playing football. And what now? Do you know Manchester United women team on top of the league? Next all in. Let me tell them move all in on United to win them too. if it comes to Fred, that is it. I don't know here. No, you're laughing, but seriously, all took aside. You know, let's recognize the ladies. They're doing a fantastic job. They're on top of the league, and I Manchester United, and I get them full thing. I am not fighting Fred, right? I just talking the truth. Fred is a Brazilian by passport only. I don't care what it is. But now, Manchester never ever had a good Brazilian boy. All them teams get.
Fred is probably the best Brazilian we ever had.
Nah, don't go.
I don't like Anderson. Sure, I don't like Anderson.
Nah, Anderson win titles, but Anderson win
Oh,
titles.
yeah.
You see that team Anderson was in? You see that team Anderson was in? Anderson played with Rooney. Anderson played with Scholes. What? Poor Anderson.
When we play them,
Anderson scored winning penalty in the Champions League final. Boy.
Oh God!
don't let them for that.
Oh, God.
Anderson get it done.
Yeah, Anderson got it done.
I watch. It really different between Anderson and Fred. I can actually remember Anderson goal dance. They cannot ship it because why? Score a goal every now and then. You ever see Fred score dance for a goal? You ever see Fred score a goal? I know he score one.
In Fred defense, Anderson was an attacking midfielder. Fred is a defensive midfielder. Right?
No,
and in a team like ours that does hard that's struggling to score goals, in a team when Fred was scoring for fun, I think you're being unfair, Callum.
No, in Fred defense, Anderson was a footballer. Fred is, I know what Fred is.
Go ahead, Richard.
Fred won a lot of balls in midfield and created a lot of chances that led to goals. So that's the thing about it.
Boy, Ramdas side that makes sense. He was our president. As good only.
I just got a comment here. Hey, James, welcome. Thanks for you. You're late, bro. What's going on? He's saying 2 weeks ago when our lineup came out against Southampton.
Yes.
I said in this group that Ollie needs to pick a formation and stick with it. Since then, he has changed his formation in every game. And now we play against Leipzig with 5 at the back and 2 CDMs and look all over the place. There were people in this group saying that we need to adapt to the opposition we play and the situation that we are in. But again, why Barca, Madrid, Liverpool, City, Bayern don't alter their formation? I think Callum was saying that earlier. So that's a good point, James.
James, we think about Fred. Let me hear what football man think about Fred. James, tell me what you think about Fred. Because he seemed to be saying this, James, but I seem to be a saint for that.
All right. So while we doing our closing thoughts, because we already
you didn't say waiting about the Europa League and going for the Europa League.
No, I agree with Elena. I agree that that we should probably use that for squad rotation and to rest the senior players. You know, I know you had called people like Levitt and Ghana, but them fellas on loan. So I'd already seen them. But
they might come back January, you never know.
Well, who knows? But I agree. However, I don't see Oli doing that. You know, I mean, as I am say, I feel Oli, he desperately in need of a trophy. So he'll see it as an opportunity because we fell short last season. So he might see it as an opportunity to go back and make amends. You know? So I agree. Focus on the Prem. I think Richard said it, it's wide open. So who knows, if we focus on it, we could win it. You know?
But Marshall, I have a question to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead. You must make me laugh.
I have a question to ask you. Why it is Zidane is such a great coach, but he in the same predicament as us? And tomorrow, if it is he does lose and go to the Europa League, what would you all say? And look at the difference between Zidane and Oli. 3 Champions League back to back.
Good. And that is the difference between.
All right.
And look at the players that they have.
That's a good point. Callum, hold your thoughts. I just want to get a response to that question you asked earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
There for you, Callum. Let me hear you.
He's a smart fella. He's a smart fella.
Let me hear you.
I have a simple answer. This show having mandatory drug testing and random drug testing. I can't understand how nobody decided for them. But all right.
I think he has been very consistent. Yes, we know he do have the final quality, but I think out of the best, I think he has given us a lot. I think he's even protecting it back for a lot with his energy and his ability to win back the ball and play the ball forward.
Nicholas Ramdas saying we need a Discord chat or something. I don't be blowing up earlier during games. Ramdas is up in my inbox. So it's something we will think about. We will consider. We will create a WhatsApp chat group and we will see how that goes. You know,
Nah,
so
boy, got money costing us.
Yeah, boy, good boy. You gotta
So,
censor that too much, boy. You gotta censor
But
that too much.
let me answer, Richard, before we go though.
yeah, go
Richard,
ahead. Go ahead.
you said the right thing.
Mm.
Zinedine Zidane has already paid for some leverage by winning the Champions League, winning the league. He has shown he knows what he's doing. Now, the present couple of players he isn't getting into pain, and they may be out. Who knows? But Real Madrid considers it a big club. So imagine they go to here they go. Zinedine Zidane has won the Champions League and won the league. And if he fails tomorrow, the talk is a girl that he. Imagine that. And all they do shit. And we talk about if together him, and that is the difference in the clubs and the approach right there. So yeah, that is how it is. Imagine that you win the league, Champions League, there's a legendary player club.
I think 3 times in a row. It's 3 times in a row, man.
Yeah, and you win Decima. You bring 10, and you win the Decima. And they still tell them if you fail tomorrow, look for a working. And we talk about keeping Ole. You gotta be a madman. I'll ask a question. You feel Fred could visit Real Madrid? You feel Zidane was going to if they send Fred Real Madrid right now, Zidane go quit. Zidane go stop even more trick squad.
No, but look at it. Fred is the only one who's saving Maguire and Lindelof job in him.
No, but you're right. You're right. No, but Callum right there. Fred can't reach nowhere close to that squad. Real Madrid squad.
Which way?
Yeah, but
Which way? Top six.
I find that conversation not really.
Yeah, but my question was asked and
yeah.
answered,
Yeah,
right?
because talking about Fred playing for Real Madrid, plenty of players not making Real Madrid squad. You understand what I'm saying?
Reem, name anyway top 10 teams in the Premiership that taking Fred. Top 10, I ain't get top 10. Who taking it?
As a squad player or start?
No, the start. Who taking the top 10?
No, a lot of teams will take Fred, given the performance that he has.
I'm asking you, I will answer who in the top 10 are the Premiership taking Fred right now? The start of the midfield. Who?
Chelsea.
Call Dave, ask Dave. Dave, where? Dave, answer that question.
I'm not saying, listen, Zidane doesn't coach Manchester United. Oli isn't good enough for Man United, maybe good enough for Real Madrid, but not good enough for United.
All right, Ram, that's drug test for you.
No.
But Zidane might be good for United, you never know.
Oh, yes, Zidane, but you say Oli could go and coach Real. I don't tell him to drug test for you. You feel Real going through that shit.
No, what he mean is he just don't want Oli here. That's what he mean.
Oh, okay. You have to forgive me, my friend. Yeah. But drug test tell him because I think you like Fred.
All right, so guys, we way over the allotted time, so we just want to get some closing thoughts, and we'll wrap this up. So,
I was expected from me, as I told you even from the last review. This is a tough hit to me. Whatever happened. I was upset especially after the Istanbul game. I know I would have spoke when we beat Leipzig the first time. I was just hoping, and I said in review, I was hoping that Oli don't become complacent. Go Istanbul with a strong squad, right, and win that game, and the opposite happened. And I think the moment that happened, we lost the plot, we lost the group, and I think we reaping the benefits of that now. Unfortunately, that for me, that we wasn't totally out of the group. We didn't come last, and Istanbul came to play the Europa League. But I think it is what it is, and honestly, from now on to the end of the season, I'm looking forward to the Premier League games. I'm looking forward to the Cup games. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be really totally looking forward to the Europa game, but due to we'll continue to bring the content. I will view it, but I wouldn't have much optimism in terms of us winning it. You know what I mean? If we went to win it, but I don't have much optimism going forward in terms of the Europa League.
Richard, talk to me.
Well, I'd agree with Nico there, but I'd disagree with the Europa League. I really think we need that trophy. And we could at least play players like Jesse Lingard and all of them to see, if it is, we could we could at least put him back on the bench.
All right, play Fred.
Callum, we have to respect everybody's opinion, but I'm gonna laugh.
Richard, look at our ass. You know his love. You know his love.
Yeah.
Kevin saying that is my partner, but he biased against Pedrinho.
Oh boy.
Callum, give me your closing thoughts.
So yeah, see guys, when I say all the fun and games, men lie, women lie, numbers. It's not by chance post-pandemic, with the lockdown, sorry, the Premier League started back, we were that period of time, Manchester United got the most points. Because why? Only played one team. So that I was even trying to say, well, he gave Maguire a And when you play one team, that means you're playing one formation, one style, consistency. Even though our run in the Champions League the Europa League was based on consistency, and we played one team. When you play one team, that means you had basically one style. But I know it's a long league and the games are coming fast and furious. And you know what I mean? Mix and match together stay. But what he does when he makes that matches because of the quality of players or his lack of faith in the system, he changed the system. And even at that level, even though players have to play one-on-one style of football, one-on-one system, we are clearly seeing we are lacking. So I think all should pick a system and live and die by that. Everybody know, okay, the backs are Wan-Bissaka, Tellers, Shaw, Williams, whatever the case may be. All who coming on to play, them to be everybody. This is how we play. Everybody plays one way, but every time we change the system, you have different rules, different responsibilities, and the people are being showed up. And teams now are setting out the players to expose our players' weaknesses. Doing proper coverage in the back. We are weak on the blind side. So all the teams are overloading one side, so especially left hand side with Shaw and Telesa, because Telesa is very good going forward defensively. Shaw so just overloaded that side. And then Wan-Bissaka now, God bless his soul, he don't trust Lindelof, he don't trust Maguire, so he always up on them trying to help them. And we always know we don't actually have a proper right sided winger, because when Greenwood plays out there, he doesn't come back to save life. Mata plays out there sometimes. Mata just try, but Mata don't have the legs. When he tucks in, he is too much for him to do. So most of the time, he's caught by himself, Wan-Bissaka. That's as clear as day. All the games we've lost, look at the tape, is the same thing over, and over. Did I mention over again? So, Oli, I'm not mad at Oli, I understand what Oli is suffering from lack of support by the board, but this is where you difference between a good coach and great coaches. A great coach, good personality that find a way to break the hand and get the players you need, get it done. So I can put my body, I put my house up still comfortable, but he ain't gonna be there next season, not sure about that. So I wish him to the best out to get the work because I realize there's somebody who's cheap.
I think Oli needs to get something this season, or else at the end of the season, I feel they'll discontinue with him, because I think his contract's supposed to come to an end at the end of the season, I think. All right.
And
so
if you go look good, the coach Manchester United be thankful. Is that about it?
yes. So I really think that he'll be looking for something, because he know his job will be on the line if he don't get something. And even if I probably wrong with his contract terms, I think getting knocked out of this round costing the club, because we will lose out on a couple millions, and we know where our board just peg their ambitions on money. So I think this not being able to qualify for the next round is a big hit that the club wouldn't really take too lightly. But I still think that they'll stick with him probably until the end of the season.
Yeah,
unless something goes hella wrong, where they have to pull the redirect act. Today was very, very disappointing. I still think again, sometimes luck is going inside, and we saw it with the last kick of the game today where that own goal could have gone in. But I still think it had a paper over some cracks with the team. But I think the last review, Nico, we say we can't keep going behind and hoping to come back all the time. At some point we had to up the game. So let me see where it go from here, guys. It is what it is. The disappointment still it resting heavy on my chest. So I was glad for the laugh this evening, fellas. Trust me. you know. So yeah, I see Ramdas was saying, Reem, you say what you think. Reem,
You
you
say you
all
think.
in?
You say.
Oh,
Yeah. You say you think. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, all ain't going nowhere. All ain't going nowhere. Trust me on that. All ain't going nowhere right now. All right. So guys, thanks for joining. Callum. let me get his last comment and then we'll wrap it up, right? This guy, and he's talking about Callum here. He said this guy has a agenda against Fred, but he forgets that Man City was interested in Fred before we signed him. That alone answers his question. Fred is better than N'Golo and Kante, in my opinion. I need to cover that last part.
Exactly. No.
I need to cover that last part.
So
Right,
you see why after drug testing. You see why after drug testing?
City wanted Sanchez too, eh? City wanted Sanchez before, eh? All right.
Reem, you have to drug test some of them when we comments on the show, eh? Heavy drugs. Hey, watch. Weed is decriminalized, not legal, eh? Right.
Saying only contract end at the end of next season. Okay. However, the club would have to make a decision on it at the end of this season. Right? If it's not healthy going into the summer, I'm sure about. All right, okay. Thanks for that. All right, so guys, thanks for joining, Richard. Thanks for joining again, buddy.
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it.
So we'll see you all on Saturday for the last time, and then after that, it will be Sundays.
I know if I come back on, huh? But listen, as long as Fred starting, I feel like the rest. Yeah.
I don't think I sure Fred has a Fred jersey. Anyway, guys, have a good night. See you all on the weekend.
All right, guys, thanks again. Have a good one. You'll be safe out there, right?
Come on.